All right, so hi, I'm Heather, this is Caroline, and this is Valerie. And we thought we'd talk about the generations of HIV in regard to HIV. So, like I shared in my own video, when I was a little kid, HIV was really scary and it was like a death sentence, and that's what I remember. And I wonder what I know you said you don't remember your childhood in terms of HIV, so I wonder, when you became aware of HIV, what was your impression of it? Do you remember?
That it wasn't a big deal, like that people could just take their medicine and it'll be fine. That's pretty much like how I found out about it, like that it's not going to be that big of a deal for people these days, which is, I guess, not the standard of what people know, but I was pretty educated about it, so.
Yeah, and I think it's a generational thing. Like, that's my impression, is because when I was growing up, people were dying like crazy, and it was really scary.
Yeah.
And I get the feeling that when you were growing up, or when you became aware of it, there were already medicines for it, and all that stuff. Yeah. And so, you know, I wrote this story that I interviewed you for, and you were just like, it's no big deal, just take your medicine, right? And so my impression is that seems very generational to me, and I wonder what you think of that. Like, do you agree with that, or? Yeah,
I totally do, because actually my friend's mom on Facebook recently, I posted this, that Washington Post article, actually, and she was like, oh, I don't agree with that. People with HIV should not have children. Oh my God, their kids are going to die. They're going to die. It's horrible. And I was like, no, you're wrong. Right. And I argued with her for like 10 minutes about it. And then she's like, okay, I'm going to look into it. I'm going to open my mind. So I was like, okay, at least you're opening your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think that I'm giving Valerie my bracelet to play with. And it's okay if she breaks it. I can re-string it. Okay. My niece loves it also. Okay, well. Oh, careful, honey. So, you did another video, we both did other videos, and we're all HIV negative in this room, but your husband is positive.
Yes.
And Valerie is negative.
Yes.
Yeah. And so, ooh, thank you, honey. And I really feel like this is a generational change, too, like the world that Valerie will grow up in with HIV. Like, what do you imagine it'll be like for her?
I feel like HIV is going to be over in my generation. Like, it's going to be over with. Like, people aren't going to be getting infected anymore, and they're going to really have a cure for it. So, I don't even know if it's going to exist in her life.
Right, and there's all this science going on now with like finding ways to kill this HIV cells, which they've never been able to do before. It's really an amazing time, and you know, we've both said this separately, but like I really feel like the culture has to catch up with the science.
Yeah.
You know, because Valerie exists in part because of the science.
Yeah.
Right? And like you're healthy in part because of the science.
Yep.
Yeah. So, is there anything you want to ask me, or anything else you want to say?
I don't know.
You don't have to.
Yeah, just we all have to fight stigma, to do whatever we can to fight stigma, because it shouldn't be like this. Like I said in my video, like people who are diabetics are not ashamed to say that they're diabetic. Somebody who is HIV positive should not be ashamed to say they're HIV positive. It shouldn't be a big deal.
Yeah, and you said this on the tweet chat that, you know, HIV won't end until stigma does.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I really think that's true, and I think that seems to be true from what I discovered in writing the book, that you know, it's true for doctors too.
Yeah.
You know, the stigma still exists big time with a lot of doctors. Not all of them, obviously, but a lot of them.
Shout out to Deb Cohen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What do you think, Valerie? What do you think HIV will be like when you grow up? You think it'll even be around? Yeah, bracelet. There you go. All right, that sounds good.
Yeah.
Is that good?
Okay, cool.
All right.